If you're a repeat visitor of my channel, one thing you may have noticed about me is that I really like old 2D RPGs. But I'm not choosy. I also really enjoy new RPGs with an old school aesthetic. So when I heard about Shadows of Adam, a gorgeous new throwback to the golden era of console role-playing games, I knew I had to play the demo. In fact, I liked what I experienced so much that I had to play it twice. Upon starting my adventure, both times, I was thrown into a quest to help a war-torn settlement plagued by an otherworldly weed problem. The build-up to this point is fleshed out in small spurts through interesting flashbacks. The game's prologue involves solving this undead gardening issue and introducing the player to the motives and needs of their party. The team of protagonists appear both likable and realistically flawed. The writing feels smart and the dialogue natural, even if the humor is a little goofy for my taste. But the most promising feature showcased in Shadow of Adam's 2-hour demo is the way in which the player interacts with the environment. Characters hop down ledges, leap across rivers, and engage switches to open block passages. In the tutorial dungeon, sadly, a difficulty curve is non-existent, but I hope that the developer is merely wetting the player's toes before tossing them in the deep end. Potential for some seriously clever puzzles is hinted at, but not shown. Check out these flower buds. Besides being beautifully animated, you can toggle them to retract and extend their tendrils. The most complicated this task becomes in the demo is having the player run back and forth between two plants to open up alternating passages. I would love to see the player asked to tap into their critical thinking skills by incorporating something a little more involved than a simple binary puzzle pattern. Classic RPGs such as the Breath of Fire series and Lufia mastered the art of the dungeon puzzle, and I would urge the developer to look a bit further than Square's flagship series for inspiration. That said, the respect paid to Final Fantasy is apparent in the character sprites and abilities. It's the perfect blend of originality and nostalgia, and I personally look forward to discovering the hidden references to classic gaming. However, gameplay-wise, Adam is closer to Mystic Quest than Final Fantasy VI, and I really do mean that in the most flattering light possible. The battle system is simplified to bolster speed, and the dungeon segments are likewise short. It really feels like an old-school RPG system, but streamlined, which really is the one thing Mystic Quest excelled at. I appreciate the absence of random encounters and the total elimination of the grind. Enemies defeated are gone for good. The player can seek out some hidden monsters off the beaten path for an experience boost, but will never nerf the intended challenge of the adventure. Abilities, such as skills and spells, are paid for with percentage-based AP. Additional AP is replenished every turn, rewarded with the defeat of an enemy, and healed through specialized abilities. Point is, AP is plentiful because the system encourages the player to use it. This keeps the battles fun and relatively quick, while retaining a degree of strategy. The characters can't simply spam their way to victory, nor do they need to conserve their big guns out of fear that a bigger baddie lurks around the corner. So if you're watching this video sometime before February 19th, 2016, I would encourage you to click on that Kickstarter link in the description and check out the project for yourself. And if you're a time traveler from the future, I would suggest checking out the developer's website for some current information, or even visiting the Steam store because, as of right now being in the past, Shadows of Adam is up for vote in the Greenlight program. And of course, disclaimer, all footage shown in this review is absolutely subject to change before the final release of the game. Daria out.